Sarthak, what is your view? How do we create that culture? How does technology is a tool, but people have to start using the tool in order for organization to harvest the benefits.
Rishi, very, very important point you said. Today the mind, so there is a board meeting happening. So there are board members sitting there. Today 70% of the thought process in the mind is getting occupied on where we are on the compliance readiness or the compliance implementation of the organization. Now, with the advent of technology, by default, you are creating a very high mind space in everybody in the organization about the requirement of and the practicality of the compliance in your line of business. Now, you said very correctly that technology is an enabler which can help us to kind of design a process, give us a visibility on where we are on the compliance scorecard, what is the roadmap that we need to achieve, and of course, there are benefits around it. The very fact that you have a technology in the system which only focuses on the compliance readiness itself gives you a process where everybody is tuned out with that. That is point number one. Point number two is that for the organization to build a compliance culture, it has to start not from only from the top and top below, it has to start from every person in the organization. So compliance manager or compliance officer or a compliance head is not the owner of a compliance. It is the respective functional heads, the business heads, the COEs, the chief executives of their respective line of businesses who are responsible to ensure that the compliance is being followed in the organization. The central function role is just to be a moderator, a navigator, or a kind of a function which is monitoring how the overall framework is working. Once you understand that matrix kind of a culture, I'm sure the framework becomes very easy to implement in the organization across the bandwidth, whether it's a small, big or large organization, irrespective of that. The last and important point which I would like to share is that today, as we anyway discussed all this file, that now it has become a part of the mainline function. It has revenue attached to it, it has business models which are being tested on your compliance visibility. We need to be very clear that this is not the end of the road. We don't know what is the goalpost. As simple as that. Nobody has control on the regulator. A tool can give you where you are, where you have to go. But tomorrow, where else the tool is required and what all compliance we need to do, we don't know. So this fear psychosis, which is right now running in the entire space, whether it is the lending, the banking, financial services or any other segment, is what we need to look at from a different angle. See, we are all talking compliance important hai, ye ho raha hai, wo ho raha hai, we know that, right? But let us move away and think that it is a process to be managed and to be managed very, very diligently. Technology will help you and enable you to do it in the entire framework across the organization. But it should not be a fear psychosis in the mind of people that today you are having a discussion, you always being compliance as a topic for ye to nahi ho sakta. Yeah, ye karne mein we have to think around it. So that it is not a deterrent of business. It is going to support the business for a longer run. That mindset has to change in everybody in the organization. It is a critical point.